Hey everybody, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Michael. You're watching Star Wars News and Views, and right now this is a special message from us at Fan Expo 2016. We just got out. It's 4 days of nerd heaven. I haven't really shaved right now.
There's too much to see. You just gotta stay all the time.
So this year was very special because it was the last Canadian appearance of Stan Lee, who we had for the job, you'll see at the end of this, and the first Canadian appearance of Mark Hamill himself.
We also got to see.
So stick around. So if you've never, just to end the 501st Grand March, which was awesome. We got to basically be in it and film it. So you'll see lots of cool footage from that. If you've never been to Fan Expo, it's great. They have everything you could want to buy.
All the merch, there's like posters, collectibles, comic books.
New stuff. We got old stuff. And of course, tons of cosplays.
Yeah, and every year it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. This year was the biggest.
It was huge. So come take a look at this.
Yeah, so we got to see the 501st March, which was really big and went through the whole, like around the whole block and everything. There was like probably over almost 100 people dressed up there.
Yeah, they started like sort of congregating in the lobby.
Yeah.
And it got bigger, and it got bigger. And you know, crowds gathered. And then they started heading out.
Yeah, there's a special guest appearance of the Toronto Batman who kind of just bombed everything, but anyways. Yeah.
And it was a really bizarre sight to see them through the streets of downtown Toronto.
Yeah.
Just endless seas of stormtroopers and
Darth Vaders and droids. It was great.
Tiny crew.
Very tiny crew. made it to one final place, and they got a really nice photo shoot of everybody. We got as much of it as we could. We got to see it all. It was great. There was an emperor right in the middle. It was a nice symmetrical shot of everything.
And now, without further ado, the final appearance of Stan Lee. We're just going to show you a couple highlights here because we can't post the whole thing.
And very exciting, we got to see Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill together as Batman and the Joker.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear what I have to say. Well, I'm going to say one thing, and nobody can stop me. You are the greatest fans in the whole world. When I come to Toronto, you make me feel as though I'm at home. In fact, I was trying to get somebody to give me my weekly allowance. But no kidding, you're great, and I hope that... wait a minute, do I see an empty chair? There's one empty chair. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, somebody's over there. That's all right. Now, why are we here?
Well, Stan, before we get started, you're a big baseball fan, right?
Everybody's a big baseball fan.
How do you feel about the Toronto Blue Jays?
They're the best.
That's yours.
You hold it, but I don't lose it. My window in the hotel faces inside the stadium. So when I open the window, all I see is the big stadium, and I can't tell if it's sunny or rainy. I can't see the outside. I want my money back. What are we doing here?
Well, Stan, I'm just going to let Max take over. I'm sure he's got a bunch of questions for you. We've got a lot of people in the audience with a bunch of questions. A lot of people that really...
Hey, I got a question.
Sir, you're going to need to keep it down. This is his last opportunity. No, I'm not going to let you do this. I'm not going to let you do this. Sir, you're going to have to quiet down. I don't care. I don't care.
Escort him out.
Look, you know, he seems pretty angry. Stand up.
Is that Joe Quesada?
You know that. This guy's going to make all this noise. Might as well hear what this guy has to say. If he's such a big deal. On the stage.
Joe. Stan. Joe, I'm glad to see you, but this is my panel. Go
You did this to me once. Stan, I have a question for you.
All right.
One simple question. How does it feel to be so damn awesome?
I'm so what?
Awesome!
Well, I've always been awesome.
Yeah. What's the deal?
I take awesome pills. I'll give you a subscription to my pill list.
Fantastic.
Do you have a form letter that he has to fill out?
Is it like if you're awesome for more than 4 hours, call a doctor kind of thing?
He says I'm awesome. This guy is the creative head of Marvel. He draws like you never saw such good artwork, but he doesn't have time to do it. He's too busy running Marvel, and he says I'm awesome. Joe, you're the greatest.
Thank you, Stan.
Hi Stan, my question is, how'd you come up with the phrase Excelsior?
Oh. I hate to knock DC.
You're well known for not doing that, right?
But years ago, I was using little expressions like "nuff said" and things like that, and I found them cropping up in the DC magazines, and that bothered me. So I said, I'm going to find an expression that they won't know what it means, they won't know how to spell it, so they won't be able to copy it. And I lived in the state of New York, and the Great Seal of the state of New York is a very intricate design with the word Excelsior in the middle of it. So I looked Excelsior up. It has two meanings. One meaning, it's the stuff that you put in packages when you send them, so that the thing inside the package won't break. That little stuff that is in all packages, that didn't do me any good. But the second meaning of Excelsior is an Old English meaning which means upward and onward to greater glory. Now what could be a better thing than that? So I started saying Excelsior, and they still haven't figured out what it means in
All right, Patrick, we're about to see Mark Hamill live. Caroline did the best.
I'm like, yes, me too, me too.
Well, what do you think he's going to do? You think he's going to talk about Star Wars stuff, or is it going to be mostly Batman?
I think mostly Batman, because Kevin Conroy is going to be there too.
Yeah.
Someone is going to pester him enough, though, then he will talk about
Maybe I should go up there and ask him a question.
Yeah. Ask him an episode
Don't
9
make him
question.
mad, he'll do something.
He'll use his force powers.
Or he'll leave by...
So without further ado, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to bring out Mr. Mark Hamill and Mr. Kevin Conroy.
Now, you remember, the first time I did Batman, I wasn't playing the Joker. I came in and did a part on Heart of Ice. The Mr. Freeze, I played Ferris Boyle, the guy that shoved Mr. Freeze into the solution. And I remember getting the script, because I said to my agent, I want to be on this show. I was reading comic buyer's guide. I'm a big comic book nerd. I don't think you ever read a comic book in your life. I said, oh, I gotta get on the show. They said their source, what they were emulating were the Max Fleischer Superman theatrical cartoons of the 40s. So I called my agent and I said, I really want to be on the show. And they just gave me the part on Heart of Ice. I didn't have to audition. I read the script and I thought, my gosh, this is so deep and melancholy, where they make the sympathetic portrayal of Victor Freed working on this cryogenic technique to, preserve his wife. I said, this is really spectacular writing. So I went in and I was just geeking out like a fanboy, because I'm looking at all the drawings on the wall, and it was just, but I went in sure that they wouldn't be able to cast me because of the PR nightmare of casting this icon of virtue, Luke Skywalker, as the Joker. I said, there's no way I'm going to get this. So I was relaxed knowing that they couldn't hire me.
But that's something that a lot of people, I don't think, knew about you. They saw you as Luke Skywalker. You were this handsome, young leading man. But you're really a character actor.
Absolutely.
You have the soul of a character.
And that's why I went to Broadway and I got to play the Elephant Man, I got to play the Groucho Marx part in Room Service, the Alan Arkin director. I mean, they let me do character parts on Broadway. And Amadeus, I've been on the road. We did the first national tour, and then they moved me to Broadway, and you couldn't change the lines, but you could play with the laugh, because Mozart was meant to have this ghastly laugh that shocked everyone. So I really played around with that, and I had an arsenal of laughs by the time I auditioned for the Joker. And later I asked Andrea Romano, or Bruce, I forget who it was, what did get me this part, years later? And they said, oh, definitely your laugh. Because when we heard that, we kind of looked at each other and went, that's the guy. So I did the first few episodes that were already completed because they changed their mind about the actor who was playing the Joker. So after originally recorded those first few episodes, I had to dub to his pre-existing lip flap. So by the time I got into work with the cast, I mean, I've already done 4 or 5, and I love the way we did it because I got spoiled. I mean, it's not always done this way, but we were all together.
Yeah.
And we did it from start to finish in chronological order. Nowadays, they come in and record the actors separately, so you don't really get to feel the timing and the rhythms of the other actors, which is a shame.
Well, we had the luxury then of everyone being in LA,
Right.
everyone's schedules kind of died.
Right.
So we really recorded like radio plays.
Yeah.
And to be in the booth with Mark is such a treasure. I wish people could see it. Because he literally embodies the Joker. You know, he like his mouth and his face and his mind, he's like devouring the microphone. And your opposites from him, you know, you're acting opposite and you go,
I never saw myself until they did that making of for HBO.
oh yeah, the vaccine kind of
Yeah. They had natural light and the cameras really hid it. And sort of, then when I saw it on TV, I was appalled. I said, oh my God, I look like a maniac.
interview we're chasing. I think the challenge to doing Killing Joke was, one of the things was, if you want to do a feature-length film of it, it's usually a good story. Because it's really rough stuff. Not all animation is for children.
I know, 8-year-olds come home and go, I want to see the new Joker. I said, don't you dare. That's creepy.
Hi Johnny, have you seen Killing Joke?
And I had a very unusual experience because they sent me the disc when I was doing episode 8, right? And they said, you have to watch it by such and such a date because you're going to do an interview with some magazine. And I was busy and everything. And then I looked at my calendar and I went, oh my gosh, day after tomorrow I start a sequence where it's going to be really involved and heavy special effects, so I won't be able to do this. And we were on night shoots anyway, where you stay up all day and then shoot all night. It's like vampire hours. So I got home one day, night, whatever it was, 4:15 in the morning or something. I looked at my book and went, oh my God, tomorrow afternoon I have to be interviewed about this. So I put it in and watched it all by myself in the basement of my house in London. And it just, I don't know. I mean, I can't explain it because when I was doing it, I was into it and I got it. Then a year goes by or whatever when the animation comes back, and I watched it, and it's one thing to be in character and be, to be in the Joker's head. It doesn't seem the same as when you're watching it as Mark Hamill.
Right.
So I watched this thing, and it just weirded me out totally. I mean, I couldn't figure out what I thought of it. You know, there's an old joke that actors look at the script and go, bullshit, bullshit, my line, bullshit, bullshit, my line. And it's funny because it's just we do. No, but what I can't believe, I'm watching this thing and I said, did they send me the Batgirl stuff? Because I don't remember reading it that much. I don't think I would flip over. I'd read the whole thing. I think they might have sent me just my pages, but when what happened, I went, huh? Anyway, what's your question?
You guys could redo a scene from The Dark Knight as your voices.
They're asking to do it dramatically.
Well, they want us to dub over The Dark Knight.
I think Christopher Nolan will probably cut our heads.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Couple lines I have.
I don't think so.
So
We don't want that to
prepared.
go on the internet, do we?
No, the closest I've come is someone asked me to say, why so serious?
Alright guys, so that's Fan Expo 2016. We're probably going to be back next year, so we'll see you in 2017.